So I want to talk to you today about the importance of skincare, and I've had lots of people approach me about my skincare routine, how I've been able to make my face look, better, youthful, young, plump, stuff like that. And one of the key things that I've been doing is microneedling, especially after having things like FFS as a trans woman. You tend to be left with some scars, so usually under your nose, under your chin, maybe around the sides, it just kind of depends, and of course up along the hairline. And one of the best ways to reduce scars or get rid of them on your face is microneedling. So today we're going to go through that process. And one of the first things you want to start with is cleansing your face. So I'm starting with the Medicube Zero Pore Oil Cleaner. That's what's on my face right now. I'm getting ready to wash it off. Now that I've got the oil off, we're going to go with the Medicube Zero Pore SA Capsule Cleansing Soap. That soap helps kind of foam and clean up your face and pull out any of the impurities that the oil loosened up from before. You don't need a lot of this stuff. A little dab will do you. And you're going to scrub this around your face for a few minutes and then wash it off and cleanse your face completely. This part is important if you're like me and you have to shave a little on your face every once in a while. Now's the time to do that. You're going to want to shave before you do any microneedling, because I promise you, you're not going to want to shave after you've done your microneedling. So girls, go ahead and get your razors out and take care of any trouble spots that you might have. Now, I'm a bit of a baby, so I don't like doing the microneedling on my bare face. So I'm actually going to use the medical grade numbing cream with lidocaine, apply it all over the face and my neck where I intend on doing the microneedling, and we're going to let it sit for roughly 30 to 45 minutes until the numbing takes full effect. So you're going to go ahead and start applying it liberally all over the areas that you intend on microneedling. Now that we have our numbing cream on, we're going to let this sit for roughly 30 minutes. If it's a good numbing cream, you can find all kinds. There's some on Amazon, there's some here on this app. You could buy it from pretty much, or you can call a doctor and say, hey, I need some medical grade lidocaine for my face. Would you be willing to give me some? I guess it's all going to depend on your situation. So while we're waiting on this stuff to actually take effect in my face to go numb, let's talk about the safety and procedures for microneedling, specifically on the face. When you're doing the face, honestly, the range is as far as the depth of your needle can go anywhere between 1/4 of a millimeter all the way up to 1.5 millimeters. And it's going to depend on what areas of the face that you're trying to focus on. So we can break those down by the general areas of the face and the skin. So for general skin rejuvenation, if you're looking to just plump and firm your face and kind of do maintenance, you're looking at about 1/2 millimeter is all you really need. That should be the max that you go for just kind of making your face feel brighter. If you're looking at the cheeks and the peroral area, so this kind of section right here, 1/2 millimeter all the way up to 1.5 millimeters, depending on your skin type and your pain tolerance, to be quite honest, is usually suitable because the skin is thicker around these areas and it's not going to be as bad. When you're talking about like under eyes, around the orbital bone, your lips, if you're trying to plump your lips, honestly, that's kind of like 1/2 millimeter max. Shouldn't be much higher than that. Maybe 3/4 of a millimeter, depending if you really need the extra oomph. When you're talking about your forehead and your paraorbital areas, the skin is very thin here. You're talking maybe 1/4 of a millimeter up to 1/2 millimeter. Again, it's going to depend on you and your situation. You should talk to a trained anesthetician who can help you answer these questions for you. Or if you're that nervous, don't do it yourself. Go to them and have them do it if you're willing to spend the money. Now, when you're looking at deep wrinkles, acne scars, or in the case of us trans girls, surgical scars that may be prevalent around your face, 2 to 2.5 millimeters is probably recommended for those kinds of areas because they're tougher and you're trying to break that skin down and kind of remove the scarring. That takes time. And you're going to need, a little bit more depth to accomplish your goals as far as removing or, helping fade those particular scars. Now, when you're looking at microneedling, this is not something you should be doing often. No sooner than every 4 weeks. Really, I recommend every 6 weeks. Every anesthetician I've ever talked to also recommends every 6 weeks. So keep that in mind before you get started. And remember, to see the full effects of microneedling, you're not going to get just this massive, wonderful job after the first time. This requires multiple sessions, so a minimum of 3, preferably closer to 5, spaced out roughly every 4 to 6 weeks. And you're going to definitely notice the difference in your skin and how much more vibrant it looks. All right, so it's definitely been long enough. My face is extremely numb. My neck is numb. All the areas I'm going to hit today are definitely very numb. But you can't start microneedling with all this on your face, so you have to thoroughly wash all the numbing agent off your face, and then we're going to hit it with rubbing alcohol because remember, this is a needle and you're stabbing your skin, so you want to make sure that it's sterile and that it's clean. You definitely want to make sure that your face is really good and disinfected. The rubbing alcohol pads do a good job. You're probably going to go through quite a few of them, and that's fine, but you want to be thorough. You want to make sure that all the areas are clean and disinfected before you actually begin the microneedling process. Get along your hairline and get anywhere that you're going to hit that's already been numbed up. The device that I'm using today is called the Dr. Pen. You can buy this right here on this app. I'm going to make sure that anything I've used today I'm linking below so you can go and purchase that if you want, or you can always go and do your own research and find a device more suitable for you elsewhere. But today, I'm using the Dr. Pen. It comes with the adjustable microneedles. They are sterile. Make sure you keep them in the wrapper until you're absolutely ready to use them so that you don't remove the sterilization from the needle itself. So I'm going to get this ready, and then we're going to go into how we're actually going to start the process. When we do our microneedling, we get ready to go. So I've got the needle that's attached to the Dr. Pen. I have it set currently to 1/2 millimeter because that's some of the areas I'm going to start with first. You're going to want to use something that you're actually going to penetrate the skin with to help lift, firm, and rejuvenate the skin. Most commonly what's being used is PDRN, so that's salmon DNA. And yes, that's about as gross as it sounds, but it's matching our own skin's DNA and it really helps rejuvenate the skin quickly. Plus it acts as a lubricant for the needle to move across your face. So I'm using a Rejuveron, which is a very good product. I'll try to link that below. Medicube also makes a really good PDRN for your face, and it comes in like a little jar. It's red. It's actually very affordable. I recommend that one as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have this set to 5, it goes up to 6. It's good for the smaller hairs. I'm gonna start with the eye, apply the PDRN. You're gonna take this and you're gonna make gentle movements, starting here, and you're gonna work your way over. Don't get too close to the eyelid. You're gonna make small movements, side to side, working your way up. You're gonna go up and down. And you're gonna make little circular movements, like almost like figure eights. You're gonna notice it start to turn red. And that redness is gonna only increase. When it starts to grab, your PDRN is now fully put in there, go ahead and turn your machine off. Then get your PDRN, put it on your finger, and then rub it back in that same spot. Ow. Once you're all done, your face and your neck or wherever your head's going to be visibly irritated, probably very, very red. And even though you've done the numbing, it's probably going to be sore. And after the numbing wears off, it's going to feel like kind of like a bad sunburn. So you should really stay out of the sun. Don't go in the direct sunlight. If you're going to go outside, wear a hat. Try to put a little bit of like sunscreen on, preferably sunscreen that doesn't have anything like alcohol related, because that's going to irritate your face. When you're all done and you've got all the PDRN has soaked into your skin, it should feel kind of tacky. You're going to use the WNP Rescue and Firming Oil. I'll tag this as well. That's going to help help heal the skin a little bit quicker. So we're going to go ahead and put that into our hand as much as you can, because it's a pain in the butt to get out of there. You're going to rub that into your face to help kind of soothe, heal, and cool the skin. It's a really, really nice oil. And then once again, you're going to want to use the PDRN. So I recommend getting a collagen cooling mask with PDRN. They're hydrogel. You can buy these on the TikTok shop as well. These are really, really nice. I'll link them as well. You're going to put this on your face and let it sit for roughly a half hour to 45 minutes. Remove it, rub everything else back in, and then just kind of let your face rest. So it's going to take about 5, maybe 6 days for all the redness to completely go away, and then your face is going to start to peel. Do not use any exfoliants whatsoever in the first 2 weeks after you've done this. After that, then yes, you can exfoliate and remove the dead skin. Allow the skin to heal on its own. Then you should start noticing like the fine lines go away, the skin get a little bit plumper. If you did your lips like I do, your lips will definitely plump up on their own and stay that way. Then you can start using things like hyaluronic acid or various other stuff in your daily care routine. Thank you very much for joining me, and if you'd like more tips, please leave a comment below. I'm glad you're here for the entire thing. Have fun.